Hey guys, this is Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and get started. What is our subject for today? Selling. How to get new salespeople to come work for you. What did he say? I said selling. How to get new salespeople to come work for you. Well, listen, guys. In selling, especially if you're a business owner or you're starting a new business, you're trying to entice new salespeople to come on board. Sometimes it can be really difficult to get really good people. And the reason why is because people are afraid to work on this thing called commission. And a lot of times they won't even take the job opportunity because they've either been burnt before because of commission, or they don't like to work on commission because they don't know if they can do the job and they don't want to waste their time. So I've been there, I've done that. I've worked with some companies before that I worked just straight commission, and unfortunately the product was pretty cool, but it didn't mesh with my lifestyle. It didn't mesh with me, and I couldn't sell the product, so I went on to something that I felt more comfortable in. My name is Stanley, your sales guy. I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything there is to know about selling, because it's really important and the stuff that people generally gloss over and don't talk about. So our subject again is selling, how to get new people to come work for you. Well, in the old days, and maybe not too long ago, and maybe you're still on this format, they have this thing called salary versus commission. Now, it sounds real good, but see, here's the thing that I come to find out with a lot of salespeople is that, hey, they struggle at first. They really do. And so what happens is they got to pay back that money, honey, and they don't want to have to do that because they've invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it sucks to have to pay back what you've worked so hard for. And if you're out there selling, or maybe you're not selling as much and you got to pay them back because they're giving you a salary versus commission, it ain't really good. And today we got so many people that are bidding for jobs because we got so many of them, but it's hard to find good people to take on those opportunities. So a lot of companies, what they'll do is say, come on, we'll give you a sales job. And what happens is it just don't work out. And they've wasted their time and they're frustrated. And they may not even go out and try to get another sales job because they didn't make no money. They didn't have any money. They had to pay their own bills. And if you're working on straight commission, sometimes people get frustrated, and if they don't make no money, they'll go work for a regular old bullcrap job where they get a 9-to-5 making a little bit of money. Now, a lot of salespeople and a lot of people, they really want to try selling, but because of the commission structure, they get a little bit scared. It's not going to hurt nobody to tell the truth here, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to maybe offer some ideas that you can use in your business, maybe to promote, to get new people on board. Now, the first one is giving out a monthly or a weekly gas allowance. Now, you may go, why do they need that? Because a lot of times they're using their own vehicle, doing these sales that they're going out to go see. And they're spending a lot of gas money, and they ain't making the money yet, and they're just getting frustrated. They say, dang, I got to pay all this money for gas and all this wear and tear on my vehicle, and I don't get nothing. So if there's a way where you can help them have a little bit of money every week, $40, $50 just to get through, because gas ain't cheap, and getting where you need to go to get customers sometimes ain't cheap either. Here's another one, free leads. Okay, you may go, free leads? Why would I give away free leads? Well, listen, I've been in sales for a long time, and I spent a lot of money on leads. And I'm going to tell you what, some of those leads were okay, some were pretty good, and some sucked. But I was on the hook to pay for all these leads. Now, if you're in insurance or different companies that have to pay for leads to be able to get from, your customers and your people to go out and make money, some companies are making money off of this stuff. And then the guys and the ladies that are out there trying to sell your product, they're starving and they're spending all this money putting it on their credit card. So what would be nice is if you could help them out with some leads. And I ain't saying give them so many leads, but give them enough to give them a destination, places to go during the week, so that way they have to clover knock, they have to go door to door, business to business with you in that area, and they know that, hey, at least I'm not having to spend extra money out of my pocket. Now, you want to let them know that, hey, this ain't gonna last forever. Now, if you have it where you're able to give them free leads for the rest of their life, that's cool. But you need to go ahead and say, look, eventually within about 6 months, you're going to end up having to invest in your own leads. But by then, you should have a pocket of money. Oh, yeah, honey, that's real good. But if you don't help people with these leads, they'll get frustrated and they'll quit. Been there, done that, and I'm going to tell you what, it did not feel good when I had to pay that credit card and for months and months and years, okay? So what I'm sharing with you is this is another way for you to get new salespeople on board in your company. Another thing that you may want to do in this regard, is talk to your people, work with them, talk to them about this. This is something that may be really cool. Give them what they call minimum wage. Now, you give them up to 90 days. And what you'll do is, with this minimum wage, is you're going to also give them commission. Now, if you tell a lot of new people, I'm going to at least give you at least minimum wage, they'll go, but you know what? It'll give them the opportunity to try. You'll be able to weed out the people that you know that may or may not want to make any money. Because if you give me a little bit of money, I'm going to show up, honey. I'm going to take that little bit of money and I'm going to run with it. Remember, I got some gas allowance. I got me some leads. I got me a little bit of money. I'm getting a little extra, little bit of paycheck, but it gives me the strength to go out there and sell something and feel good that, hey, I'm not just going to starve. Because believe me, there ain't nothing worse than a starving salesperson and they ain't making no money. Because on the back of their mind, I've had it in the back of my mind, dang, I can't succeed. I'm struggling. And when you got this mindset that you're struggling, you're going to run off good salespeople. Because it takes a little while for you to get used and accustomed to selling your product. You got a lot to learn. So keep that in the back of your mind. Another thing that's really, really cool is to go ahead and offer free trips. Weekend trips, places. I mean, if they are working their butts off, take them somewhere, to get something special, something nice. Offer free lunches, free dinners. Now, I know you're saying, God, I got to spend all this money. Oh, yeah, it's an investment. And if you don't invest in your people, you're going to find that it ain't going to get the quality of people that you really, really want. Because you got to entice people today. Sometimes people, they don't want to work for free. And I've worked for free, and I'm going to tell you what, it sucks because sometimes, when they say straight commission, damn, it is straight commission. And the people don't want you to leave because they see you working real hard trying, but you're not making no money. But people got to survive, management, owners of business. We've got to survive. So if you can help us, now I ain't saying pay our way for the whole rest of our lives, but when you're first new in sales, you got to have some incentives to keep us working, keep us coming every day, and not looking for other jobs. Because what'll happen is you got a hungry salesperson, they'll go somewhere else. They'll be working for you and looking for another job at the same dang time. I ain't gonna say I ain't never done that, because I probably have. Oh, yes, I have. And in this regard, because I was starving and the product just was not for me. You have to do these things. Another thing is, you got to be able to maybe, offer maybe a free vehicle. If you got a free vehicle for somebody to use and a gas card, that's an incentive for them to go out and not use up their gas, not use up their money to wear and tear on their vehicle. And I'll tell you what, that is a really, really good thing too. Now, you may not have it like that. So that's why I offered the incentive that you give them some gas money during the week. So that way they'll have gas money. A little bit of a little bit of food here and there. And the leads. And here's another one. Nice shirts. Okay. If you work for a good company and you're trying to sell these people a bunch of shirts, I'm seeing the older guys wearing brand new shirts, the ladies wearing these cool colors, like this little shirt I got on right here. This is my own personal, but I'm just saying, if you're able to get a monogram, nice, beautiful shirt that you're able to let them have, say, hey, if you show up every day for the next 2 weeks, we're going to hook you up with a brand new, nice shirt, so that way you look professional, even offer it on the front end. People really, really appreciate it. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and warts and all when it comes to sales. Now, remember, if you don't have good salespeople and you haven't given them incentives to be able to get out there and make money, and they feel like, God dang, man, I'd like to try this, but they working on straight commission, and I don't know if I can do it. Because a lot of times at first you fail, and then you might get fortunate and you find a really cool opportunity in sales. But a lot of people that they feel like they're being taken advantage of when they ain't making no money and they're doing all this work, It really runs them off. I'm just saying. So, hey, guys, I just wanted to give you the basic, maybe some information on what you could do to help your business. And if you're starting a new business, remember, you need good salespeople. You got to treat us like we're important and we matter. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you don't, we'll go somewhere else where somebody does. Again, if they have the fear of commission, give them the incentives like I just said. Maybe offer a minimum wage plus commission, money for their gas, money, free leads, and on a weekly basis, free trips. Free company cool t-shirts, free lunches and dinners, free uses of company vehicles. Those are just a few things that you can do to entice new salespeople to want to come on board and work for you. It's just some ammunition that you may want to think about. Because I'm going to tell you what, if you're real cheap and you don't invest in your new salespeople or offer that capability for them to be able to have some stability in their life, they won't work for you. And if they do, it'll be just for a minute until they see the light and they go, damn, I ain't made no money yet. It's been a month. They'll quit. And I've seen it and I've done it. I ain't gonna lie. We have to look out for our salespeople, because without salespeople, our businesses, our companies do not work. They won't last. So remember, invest in your people. And listen, guys, if they're trying really, really hard, don't you think it makes sense to make sure that they've got the money that they need? And I'm just saying that's for a lot of new salespeople. But you have to do the straight commission. I love it. I love working on straight commission because I know I can make as much money as possible. But remember, all those things that I just gave you a list of, you can deduct a little bit of their commission so that way they can get a little bit of help. It's painful for us salespeople to beg for money. It really is. It makes us look weak, but you know what? Sometimes we have to reach across and make sure that our brothers and sisters that are working for us in this in our businesses know that we really care and we got some things we can offer to them, so that way they have an incentive to come on board. Because if you got an incentive, you got some features and benefits for the salespeople, and they can see themselves, dang, I think I can try, man. I think I could try this because these people are willing to give me this little bit of stuff to help me get started. And once you've done that, you'll do really, really good. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a wonderful conversation about selling, how to get new salespeople to come work for you. And I hope that'll entice you and help you to do one. You're important and you're a manager. We do appreciate management. We do appreciate owners of businesses, but you got to meet us halfway so that way we can do a wonderful job for you. And I'm going to tell you, go out there and sell something, but if you ain't asked for the order, you ain't selling. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a great conversation about selling, how to get new salespeople to come work for you. I hope you'll think about it, because I'm going to tell you what, it's really hard to find good people. And do me a favor, go out there and sell something and have a nice day. All right.